Okay, in this video, I'm going to look at how to optimize the weaving and tensioning process for the main strings. I'm going to look at two different methods. One is a more popular method that people normally use, and I'm going to also talk about a different method that I use, which is very similar, but there's a subtle difference. And I'm going to look at how much better that process is. So let's talk about the main string weaving and tensioning process. There are basically three different steps that we need to do. Firstly, we need to weave the string from grommet to grommet, and then we need to tension it. And what I have here is a electronic tensioner that provides a automatically pulled and constant pulled mechanism. And then the third thing we need to do is clamp that string. So there are three different steps. And what people normally do is they will weave the string, tension it, clamp it, weave it, tension it, and clamp it. That's the first process I'm going to take a look, and I'm going to time how long it takes for me to do that. Well, the starting point that I'm going to have is I actually have the string already weaved, and then I'm going to tension it, and then I'll clamp it, and then I'll weave the next string, and that's where I stop my timer. I'm going to time my how long it's going to take me to do that. So let's start on that one. Okay, I'm holding on to the end string. I'm going to start, and I'm going to tension. It beeps, release the tension, and then I weave. That's it. 17 seconds is what it took to do that. So the second process I'm going to look at here is I'm going to change the sequence of the three different steps. Instead of going tension, clamp, and weave, I'm going to do tension, weave, and then clamp. Okay? And I'm also going to time how long it takes me to do this process. There are two different times I want people to pay attention to. Most obviously, we want to look at how long it takes for me to go from a string that is weaved and then tension it to the next string that is weaved. That's the total time to do this one string. The other interesting time is I want people to look at how long the string actually remained tensioned by the tensioner. Obviously, we want to minimize the total time, but we also want to maximize the time that the string stays on the tensioner, because that will give the tensioner, which is a constant pull tensioner, more time to work on the string. And if it has more time to work on the string, it has more time to reduce any slack in the string. That is kind of similar to pre-weaving, except that we actually use a tensioner and have it stay on the tensioner longer to pre-weave. Okay, so I'm going to show that process and time how long it takes me to do that. Let's start. Okay, I'm holding on to the end string. I'm going to hit start, and I'm going to tension, and I'm going to weave. I'm going to clamp, and now I'm done. 11.6 seconds, around 12 seconds. So as we can see, we are between 5 to 6 seconds faster using this process. 5 to 6 seconds per string, per main string, means that we're probably going to save around 1.5 to 2 minutes on just tensioning the main over whole stringing process, which usually takes around 25 to 30 minutes. A saving of 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes over 30 minutes is actually not bad, considering we actually didn't do anything that different. And the reason that is faster is that we are taking advantage of the fact that the tensioner, the electronic tensioner, can work on its own without us actually doing anything. And while it is actually tensioning the string, we at the same time weave the string. So we're actually doing two processes concurrently, and that saves us the 5 to 6 seconds. If you pay attention to how long the string actually remained tensioned by the tensioner, on the first process it was around 8 seconds. On the second process it was around 9 seconds. So the difference wasn't that much. And I don't believe it will make that much of a difference in terms of getting rid of any more slack than in the string. But it also means that the faster process didn't lose any time on having the string stay on the tensioner. So it didn't do any worse. And to me, that is pretty good. So what I have shown here is how to change the sequence of tensioning the main, the 3 steps of weaving, tensioning, and clamping. And I showed that how simply changing 2 of the steps, we can actually save up to a couple of minutes on our whole stringing process.